welcome to my channel. This is Dosha with DoshaDreamsTarot. And this is going to be a reading, oh God, for whoever needs to hear it. We're off to a great start. I just woke up and this is kind of the earliest that I've just like jumped into a reading in a little while. But I had really intense dreams last night and I just had a really strong inclination to sit down and do a reading for y'all. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. I do a variety of things. I do mostly tarot readings on this channel, but I also do share my dreams. I also do dream interpretations if you're interested in that, as well as life advice. So if you just have a question and you're not sure what to do about it, and you want some cards pulled, or you just want to talk about it, I do that sliding scale, and you can find all of that information in the description box. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. If you haven't subscribed yet, you might as well, because you obviously dig my energy. You're coming back to see some mo. All right, so anyway, without further ado, it's a beautiful early morning here in Western North Carolina, and I'm happy to be alive, y'all. I hope you're happy to be alive. I don't always feel that way, but, you know, you might as well, right? Okay. I feel like we're off to a rough start. My intros aren't usually like this. I swear. God, I'm starting this over. Oh, no. Should I start this over? No, Spirit's like, who gives a shit? All right, anyway, thank you so much, Spirit, for your divine messages and guidance. We are deeply grateful. We know we couldn't do this without you, Spirit. God almighty, isn't that the truth? Would you please help guide the collective for their highest good, Spirit? And please bless us and protect us as we move forward into this reading. Thank you. Okay, also keep in mind, y'all, that gender is fluid. It is always fluid in tarot, but especially on this channel, I try and use gender-neutral language as much as possible in order to make my readings more inclusive. Also, if anything comes through that's a very specific gender, though, and it's a pretty specific dynamic or situation, and it involves gender, then I have to channel that message just like I have to channel everything else, whether it's something you want to hear or don't want to hear. It may or may not resonate with you, right? That's the whole point. Okay, I'm seeing the World card and the Two of Cups. Eight of Wands and the Two of Cups. Wow, things are changing in your love life for sure. You may be learning something new. Wow, Knight of Pentacles in reverse fell off, and then now I'm seeing the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, as well as the Two of Cups again still. So I feel like something that has been moving really slowly for you in your life, more likely than not, this is love. I'm getting that that's about to change. Like, I'm feeling like the types of people that you have been connecting with, y'all, it's like those people are like off the table. Like, and I really feel that like there may be people from your past who are like not in there. Oh my God, you just got the Ten of Cups right as it was 3:33. I'm not even playing with y'all. I don't even know what 3 means off the top of my head. I think it means change, but actually I think number 5 means change. 3 means that you're supported by like your angels and ancestors, I think. I'm not a numerologist. Look it up though if you want to. Justice card at the bottom of the deck. Y'all, I just want to stop this reading right here. Like, fuck it. I'm just kidding. But with the Page of Swords, what I was getting is that I think that you may be learning something new, either about yourself or about other people or about relationships in general, about money. I mean, I'm getting that you're learning new things. And I feel that this is like intellectual, okay? And your intellect is connected to every other part of you, right? Like it's all one symbiotic system. So in this system, you can learn things intellectually, and that translates through the rest of your system. How do I say that? Well, the reason why I'm saying that is because you can learn things about emotional maturity or things about emotional balance with your mind, right? So you're learning about things objectively and intellectually, and then you're able to apply those things to, you know, your heart, your mind, your heart, your body, your spirit, right? So it's coming from the mind, but it's traveling through the rest of this symbiotic system, right? Does that make sense? with the Justice card, I'm getting that there's something coming that you actually have coming to you. That was part of my dream. Wow. Sorry about that, y'all. So with the Justice card, in my dream, it was like that there was something that's coming to you that you haven't received yet. With the Justice card, it's like this is something that's owed to you, okay? And it's something that has been coming to you, but it's been held up for some reason. And now this could be literal, guys. Like, this could be literally like something that got caught in the mail, or something that was lost in the mail, or something that was buried in a pile of paperwork on someone's desk somewhere that they were supposed to fucking file, excuse my language, and it didn't get to you. So with the Justice card, I feel like this is something, it's like like I said, you're learning something new that's contributing to your overall future happiness with this Ten of Cups. This future happiness could be your justice. This could be part of your justice, okay? But in my dream, I'm going to tell you guys this part. So, it was like I was working at this, which I think is quite interesting, because about 3 weeks ago now, I think, I worked at a horse show, right? And a horse show, the type of horse show that I went, it was Morgan's and purebreds. So it was a fancy horse show where people show off their horses and make them look pretty and make them dance, and they, not literally dance, but they make them do fancy footwork, and they like wear these outfits with the, the coat with the tails and the top hat and shit, guys. Like, it was ridiculous. So I was working at this horse show. And last night in my dream, it was like I was at some type of huge event, and it was all about horses. But it was like horse racing and horse, they were doing like horseback riding for kids, and they were doing like these huge, like, what do you call them? You guys know what like in the fall, they do these hay bale rides or whatever. Do you know what I'm talking about? Where they like load everybody up into the back of a horse-drawn wagon, like an open air like wagon bed with like hay bales in it, and everyone sits on the hay bales and they go on like a little ride around the farm. I hope you guys know what I'm talking about. If any of you city folk out there are like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, that's what they like to do out in the country in the fall, okay? So it's a cute thing people do for their kids or whatever. So, and they pick pumpkins and do the whole thing. Usually there's like a haunted house or some type of something. So anyway, I dreamt that there was some crazy, insane version of that was actually like a huge race. And it was like a hay bale race. But this is a whole nother aspect of the dream that I don't know if I'm going to get into right this moment. But it was intense, basically. But it went wrong. Things went wrong, okay? So maybe we will talk about it. But because it was pretty freaky. But so at the end of the event, I went to the office to pick up my check. And I went to the office and I was like, hey, you know what I mean? Told them my name, and I said, I think I got paid for the last time I was here already. And they said, no, you didn't. We still have your check from last time. And I was like, oh, well, I was like, I can't remember why I didn't get it. And I was like, oh yeah, I didn't have my ID or something. And they're like, oh. And I was like, yeah. And so they're like, well, now you have 2 checks. And I was like, okay, dope. I hope my ID is the right ID or whatever is what I said. And so then I was talking to someone through an intercom or something at an office, or I was on the phone or something. So I was like, okay. And I could visualize there's 2 checks sitting in a slot for me. And I was like, okay, well, I'll just wait for him then. And then I ended up going, and I was talking to he was like a supervisor or something. And I was following him because I think he was going to help me get my checks, but he was like trying to complete other tasks like on his way there. And so then we ended up in this back room, and he was looking through some paperwork, or he was like kind of like on his phone, or he was doing something. And I was standing there, and there was like a pizza in the middle of the room. And I remembered, like, throughout the dream there was pizza. Like, this is so random, guys, but it was symbolic. It was really talking about, like, because with a pizza, it's like everyone can have a slice, you know what I mean? It's not like a salad and everyone's not going to take a bite, right? Like, it was a pizza, so you could, you know, people could come up and take a slice, but it was like everyone was assigned their own pizza, but then people were sharing because they didn't know whose was whose, and it was like, it got mixed up somehow. And so basically, like, I remember other people had offered me pizza throughout the dream, and I think I had taken people up on their offer a couple times maybe, because he looked at me and said something like, he said something like, you use your charm or something to like get a slice of pizza, and he said you could probably have a slice of everybody's pizza or something like that, like if you used that charm. And I was like, excuse me? And I remember looking at it, I said, I never do that. Like, I was like, I rarely ever use my charm to get something from somebody, basically. You know what I mean? And he was like, yeah, you're right. You really never do that. And we kind of just had this moment where he was like, I know, like, you're a good human being. Like, you don't manipulate people, basically, is what he said. But he was also looking at me like, yeah, you never do that. Like, you don't use this. Like, I mean, not saying it's a gift to manipulate people, but he was like, yeah, you never use that. Like, why don't you use that? And I was kind of like, I felt bashful. Like, I don't know how to explain it. The energy that I felt was like, I felt like I'm not going to manipulate people to get what I want. And he was kind of like, yeah, you really don't manipulate people to get what you want. And he was kind of looking at me like, like, first off, he thought it was strange because he knew that I could. And I know that I can, right? He knew that I could, but I don't. And then he also was looking at me like, why don't you? You know what I mean? And in my mind, I'm like, because of morality, right? Like, that's why, because it's not good to manipulate people. But he was kind of like, there's something special about that, first off. But I could tell he was like, there's something special about you for the fact that you don't manipulate people to get what you want, even though you could. You know what I mean? And I was like, yeah, I very rarely do that. It doesn't mean I don't ever do it. Because the only time when I ever really use it, guys, is if it's in some type of customer service situation. And I know that, like, it's not to get special treatment, but it's really to get people to help me out. That's usually when I do it. And it's not like to help me do something that's totally stupid and useless. I mean, I think maybe I've done that a couple times where it was just dumb, you know what I mean? You know, but it's really, I don't ever really do it, but I know that I can. Does that make sense? And it's only, like I said, in situations where I need someone to, like, help me out, you know, because I'm in a tight spot and they would be making an exception, you know. But it's like I kind of would pull on their heartstrings a little bit, you know. But I also have been on the receiving end of that, and I have done people favors because I felt bad for them, and it didn't hurt me at all. Like, I didn't do anything, you know, it cost me my job, I didn't get in trouble, you know what I mean? I just did them a little favor, and it made a difference to them, and it didn't really make a big difference to me, besides, like, I felt like, you know, I helped someone out today. Does that make sense? So I don't really feel like morally that's bad or whatever. But so it was an interesting dream. So the I had two checks coming to me with the Justice card. That's what it is. So what I'm getting is that there may be things that are like that were lost in, what's the word? Transit. But they're coming to you. That's the thing, is they're not gone forever. They're coming to you. They just haven't gotten here yet because there was something missing. But you may have just provided what you needed in order to get it. Wheel of Fortune, dude. I can't even make this stuff up, guys. Wheel of Fortune, I feel like everything is turning in your favor. And you know what, guys? I'm going to do something that I never do. But this Ace of Cups has literally been in reverse in my deck for like way too long. Every time I shuffle and see it, it's in reverse, and it hasn't come out in any readings. It's just sitting in the deck in reverse, and I keep seeing it, and it just is upsetting me. It pisses me off. So we're fixing that. I'm turning it in the upright, and not because, you know, I mean, but that's the thing, is like, we can definitely make shit happen. Okay, I think that's part of the message here. We can make things happen for ourselves, but we don't because we feel like that would be morally incorrect. You know what I mean? Wow, I just got a crazy message because I just saw the Tower card. Guys, y'all, hear me out. I'm trying not to say guys very much either because I know that's not very gender neutral. Like, dude also. Like, I say dude and guys and stuff like that. And, I just have a lot of queer friends with, like, different identities, and I don't want to, you know? So, I don't know. I'm trying not to do that. So, if you catch me correcting myself, like, don't mind me or whatever, but it's just something about, you know, just trying to get my language on point, you know what I'm saying? Because just little things that I still need to tighten up, and that's one of them is guys. So, anyway, and by the way, nobody gives me a hard time about that. I've never had my friend, like, get upset about that. I think I have had friends say they don't like being called dude. That is one thing. But, like, I've never really had anybody get angry at me and, like, lash out at me about using the wrong words or pronouns or anything like that, y'all. Like, this is purely me wanting to be the best version of myself. You know what I mean? And I want to be the best that I can be for the widest audience possible, you know? And it's not so I can get more viewers. It's because I genuinely want us as tarot readers, and I want people in general who are teaching spiritual, like, you know, channeling spiritual messages, doing anything like that. We need to be the best possible version of ourselves. It doesn't mean we need to be perfect. I'm certainly not perfect, and it doesn't mean we need to be on our high horse and be like high holy, you know, like, you know, guru types either, you know, like we're human beings. But I just want to see those who present to the public, people who present to the public, to be more conscious and aware of the variety of people that exist on this planet and be more conscientious of their audience, you know, in order to be more respectful, more inclusive, and just, you know what I mean? So I don't know. That's a real side tangent, but I just wanted to say that because I do think that it's important. And so if there's any viewers out there who are like annoyed by that, like get used to it, because it's just gonna keep moving in that direction, whether you like it or not, because guess what? Trans people exist, non-binary people exist, and I'm not going to cater to, you know, a gender binary just because that's what we have basically established over the top of trans identity and existence, you know? And when I say trans, that's any gender identity that falls outside of the binary of, you know, men are masculine, women are feminine, right? So when we talk about masculine and feminine energy, you'll also hear me say that this is energy that has been labeled masculine, that typically is assigned to men, okay? This is just the energy, right? But it's not necessarily having everything to do with your physical body, right? So I just say all that because I just really do think that, you know, it's important, right? So anyway, any audience members out there who are annoyed by that narrative and don't like the idea of, you know, including trans people and including non-binary people, and it's like, this probably isn't the channel for you. And also, if any of you out there appreciate that, then, you know, let me know, because it does make me feel like I'm, you know, because it's obnoxious to feel like there will be people who don't like the idea of me being inclusive. You know what I'm saying? So I really do appreciate the support, because it does mean a lot to me, you know, in a heart space kind of way, that, you know, I like to know that people appreciate the effort and, you know, me wanting, because I'm like this in my everyday life, you know what I mean? But it's just a matter of me being outspoken about it, on, you know, one of the only platforms that I still have, because I'm not on social media anymore. You know, I do have a TikTok. Actually, I should probably, I don't know, do I put my TikTok in my description box? I should. I do thrift store hauls over there, as well as, you know, little kind of plugs for my YouTube channel. And I do like comedy, and it's a really small channel. I'm just like kind of starting to do it again. So, but it's fun. There's some cool stuff over there. So, anyway, I'm getting into a whole nother thing. The Empress and the Nine of Wands in reverse. I've been getting the Nine of Wands in reverse for y'all a lot lately. I think this is talking about like opening up the floodgates, letting down your guard, no longer defending yourself because, you know, maybe in the past, this is kind of even tying into what I'm talking about. In the past, maybe you were wounded and so you put up a wall, you know, and so now you're letting that wall down and you're actually letting your Empress self shine. And this is regardless of gender. This is really about the energy of feeling abundant and creation, right? Creating the world that you want to see around you, creating the energy that you want to be living out of, right? And with the sunflower, it just really looks like the sun in the background there, but they're holding this giant sunflower. So this is really, really talking about abundance. And the Empress is also talking about harvest, right? Because there's always like pomegranates on their dress, and there's, you know, it represents the abundance from the land. So this energy is feeling like this could be talking about fall, okay? And funny enough, like fall is cuffing season, y'all. You know, so people are looking for somebody to connect with in a meaningful way to kind of, you know, support each other through the colder months, you know. And, you know, unfortunately, a lot of times these, like, you know, shacking up for the winter type of relationships, like they, you know, it kind of spring comes along and then they start to, you know, they start to dissolve and change. But it doesn't mean that they always will, you know. So don't worry about, because it's just like a summer fling or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, just because you know that like this probably won't last doesn't mean you shouldn't enjoy it, okay? Because you never know, it just might last. You don't know. You know, so don't be afraid of being hurt with this Nine of Wands in reverse. Don't be afraid of being hurt where that you close yourself off. You may be learning something really important right now. The Magician. That you have so much fucking power. That you have the power to change things. It's just like in my dream where dude was like, I mean, this man or whatever, he was like, yeah, you don't use your energy to get what you want, basically. He's like, you don't charm the universe. You're not manipulating the energy. You know, you're not being an alchemist, basically. And it doesn't, like, I mean, he wasn't only talking about manipulating people. Like, that's not what he was talking about entirely. He was just saying, you don't use your energy to get what you want. Why not? Because I think it's morally corrupt. Right? Even though that's literally what alchemy is. That's literally what magic is. And if you're using your magic for malintent towards other people, then, you know what I mean? That's just going to create karma coming back your way. Even if they deserve it. Because check this out, y'all. The universe is keeping track. Just like I was like, oh, I think that I already got paid for that check. And then the person on the other end of the line was like, no, you didn't. It's still here for you. Right? You still need to pick it up. It's still coming to you. So check it out. You may think that you know, are keeping track of things, but the universe is always going to keep track of things better. So when you know, try and force the universe's hand to exact some type of justice on somebody, it's just fucking up your energy and your karma. You don't have to do that. That shows a huge lack of faith in the universe's capability to take care of that problem. You know? But what you can do is you can change the things in your own life for the better, right? So you can change the energy within you first and foremost, right? So the Tower, that's what I was looking at. Oh my God, guys, I need to get back to that part of the message. That was really intense. So I saw the Tower. And what I got was, and that was the other thing, because talking about gender identity, it's like seems random, but like it's really not. But this is what I was getting, is that, okay, this is just one part, and I think if I dig a little deeper, the original message is going to come out. But basically, you know, trans and non-binary people have existed for hundreds of thousands of years, y'all. Like they have existed in tandem with hetero, you know, society. Like you know, heterosexual and homosexual were not even terms that we used until like I think it was like the it would have been like the 19th century or something. I don't know, guys, I'm bad at history. Like, I'm good at history as in I learn a lot, right? With the Page of Swords, I'm learning a lot about history, but I'm really bad with dates and eras, you know what I'm saying? Like I can visualize it, but I don't really have names for all of them. Does that make sense? I need to get my shit together when it comes to like chronology. But like really though, I recently learned that homosexual and heterosexual were terms that were made by a psychologist like in the stuffy, buffy fucking, 1800s or some shit. You know what I mean? And fuck all of those men. Like, I'm sorry, but fuck all of those men. If you feel strongly about any of the men who existed in that time frame, then go suck their dick. I'm sorry. I am being harsh right now because fuck all of those men. Because anybody you read about who's in the history books at that time was literally somebody who was a wealthy white man or European man, you know what I mean, from the UK, whatever the fuck, could even be a fucking German Nazi scientist and we wouldn't even know about it. I'm being dramatic right now, but it's because they laid the foundation for our concept of gender, sexuality, men and women, marriage, psychology, philosophy. They laid the foundation for our modern era, and that's not a good thing. Fuck those men because they fucked us in so many ways, and they gained fame and popularity and money. It was very popular at the time to be releasing these manifestos and these pamphlets and books and all that sort of thing because these men thought they were brilliant. They thought they were smarter than black and brown people. They thought they were smarter than ancient Egypt. They thought they were smarter than like these ancient indigenous cultures, guys. They were fucking colonizers. They were literally murderers and rapists. Like, I have no other way to say it, and I don't give a fuck. This is how I see history, and this is how history really is. This is what happened. So when I tell you that the tower is coming down, it's because the foundation that modern society was built on was bullshit. It was bullshit because the deepest layers of humanity, okay, were diverse and lush and were wise, okay? Humans have not always been like this, guys. Like, I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say to you, but what I'm saying is that we have buried the past and we've buried our history and we built our modern society on a foundation of lies and colonization, and it has literally led us to this point in time. And so if you want to sit here and blame like other people for that, you really need to look no further than your high school history book, okay? Because they are the ones who are responsible for laying the foundation for our current fucking circumstances. And we need to tear this tower down. And I'm not saying, like, I'm kind of an extremist when it comes to, like, I'm trying to balance myself out, though, because, I'm an extremist in, like, a lot of areas of my life. It's not politically, right? This is just, like, me being, like, we can no longer do things that are harmful. Like, we have to change. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I get really serious about it because there's so many innocent lives that have been lost and destroyed and hindered and hurt because of these belief systems that are just simply garbage. Literally simply fucking garbage, okay? And they're built off of, like, religious oppression, okay? So I say all that to say that there are things that have built the foundation of your life that are complete fucking garbage. You're learning this now. You're starting to see that, like, my belief systems, the fact that I think that it's morally corrupt to use my God-given energy to build the life that I want is morally corrupt. I was watching a video last night, and they were saying how they were just talking about wealth, right? And I got this really sick feeling in my stomach, and I was like, I hate the idea of being wealthy and my family being poor. That was such a bad feeling. I was like, I hate the idea of being wealthy and the people that I love being poor, and this means my friends, my family, the people that I fucking care about. I hate that idea. It grosses me out because first off, I know I can't I can't possibly help them all. Unless, of course, right, that I fucking kick ass and I become a billionaire. But you know what I mean? I couldn't possibly help them all achieve their own dreams and get to a level of success if I had to work my ass off and claw my way to the top. I know that and I know that there are family members who would, you know, I feel like who would take advantage of that, who would, you know, want me to help them. And if I didn't, they would resent me. And then, you know what I mean? But they wouldn't necessarily want to like be my, you know, be close to me and like, you know what I mean, actually be there for me and support me because, you know, where the fuck have they been all this time? They don't give a shit, you know? But if I was to get rich, I think all of a sudden they would come out of the woodwork and be like, I need help, I need help. I'd be like, yeah, I know, because we have a fucking generational family curse that keeps us fucking in poverty. You know what I mean? That I'm trying to break here, you know? So I'm just saying that Queen of Pentacles and the Magician, okay, you have the power to manifest the wealth that it is you want, need, deserve, because the Justice card here, that is coming to you. You have the power to make it happen, boo-boo. You have the power and the foundation of feeling morally corrupt for going after what it is that you want, okay? Feeling morally corrupt for having wealth or morally corrupt for using your energy to get ahead in life. To have everything that it is you desire, whether that's 10 of Cups, family, a long-term partnership, right? Where that you have generational wealth to pass down. You're creating your own, because here's the thing is that, you know, your family may have suffered from a lot of misfortune, and you're learning more and more about what this means, this generational kind of like, I wouldn't call it a curse, but it's a cycle, right? You're breaking generational cycles, and you want to start a cycle that's, you know what I mean? Where that people don't feel bad for, being abundant, because they know that their abundance is actually leading, you know, other people in another direction too, though, that you can use your wealth for good. You as a morally, you know, how do I put this? As a moral human being, as somebody who values morality, as somebody who feels so strongly about morality that they will hold themselves back subconsciously from being wealthy because they feel so guilty about it, okay? You're exactly the type of person who needs to be in these seats of power. You're exactly the type of person who needs to be wealthy and who needs to be an influencer or who needs to be seen by the public. You are exactly the type of person who needs to be in these positions in order for us to build society in a better direction. But if you, because you are morally you know, God, I don't know why it's so hard for me to say that concept. The concept is, if you are morally wealthy, okay, let's just put it like that. You have a wealth of morality here. One of the lies that you're told is that being rich is immoral. Okay? No, there are immoral people who are rich. Okay? It's the people that are immoral, not the wealth. It's the people who have stolen the wealth, who have directly contributed to the pain of other people in order to get wealthy. Those people are the ones who are immoral, and they make it look bad. Because wouldn't you like to see indigenous tribes of the world have everything they need and be abundant and be wealthy? Wouldn't that make you feel like, that would make me feel so like the catharsis that's about to happen right now? Because here's the thing, is that there are people who simply just deserve to be abundant, okay? And there are people who don't. But guess what? Because we have the ability to manifest what it is we want, this is coming back to us. Here's the thing though, there is a lot of classism in the manifestation concept, okay? There's a lot of people who have manifested systems that keep other people down. So it doesn't matter how many rituals and prayers and hard work and whatever these people do, they will still be kept down because that is the system that has been built, okay? So You have to acknowledge that if you have the ability to navigate and maneuver a system, just like in my dream, this guy was like, yeah, you never do that. Why not? Because you easily could. I see that you could use your energy to get whatever it is you want. Why don't you do that? And I'm like, because it's not morally sound. It's like, bitch, seriously? Do you think that at the end of the day, after everything that you have seen other people fucking get away with, do you really think that you manifesting wealth so that you can do good things in the future for other people is immoral? You're going to hold yourself back when you have the ability, not just to get what you want, but you have the ability to manipulate the masses, boo-boo. Okay? And you're going to hold yourself back because you feel like it's immoral to do that? Bitch, you know what's immoral? Keeping your gifts to yourself. Squandering your gifts. Okay? What you have worked for is coming to you, whether you like it or not. Okay? So you can either accept it and wield it and use it and own it, or you could be a little bitch, okay? And shy away from it and put your head down and be bashful and be like, no, I'm, you know what I mean? And fuck it off. Don't do that. Own that shit. Own that shit, dude. You have the ability to do it with the Magician card. It is within your power. Four of Swords. Maybe you've been in a state of resting and healing, okay? But things are about to pick up. I can feel it. The Fool card with the Magician. You are about to take a leap of faith in a new direction. You may be receiving like a big opportunity, okay, with this Wheel of Fortune. You're learning new things. You may possibly have some serious love coming into your life with the Moon card. Guys, there's a new moon on the 8th of this month. It's 8/8/8, right? 8/08. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. I was doing some numbers in my head. I don't know why that was crazy because it's 21. It's the year 2021. So you've got 8 and 8 is 16. Plus 3 is 19. 9 and 1 is 10. Okay. I know that's really ridiculous. I don't ever really do numerology like that. But I'm just telling you guys that that's important. That new moon on the 8th is important. And I would definitely look into it and do some types of cleansing rituals so that you can bring in everything that it is you're trying to manifest right now. Take it seriously, okay? And with the Moon card, this is also talking about things coming up from within, okay? I had so many animals in my dreams last night, y'all. There was a wolf in my dream last night, as well as a fucking bear. There was also a fox, a baby fox, an adult fox, and horses, right? So, I mean, there was a lot of animals in my dreams last night. It was crazy. And I just feel like that's significant. So, 8 of Wands, 5 of Swords. Wow. Okay, so Page of Swords, 5 of Swords. You are learning about what it is that you do that holds you back, that sabotages your future, that keeps you from moving forward. Okay, and this could be guilt. This could be, like I said, guilt, where that you feel guilty for doing well because maybe you have friends or family around you who aren't doing well. So you feel guilty, okay? You may also sabotage yourself because of past pain. So you may like bail on things. You may reject things. You might run away from things because you're afraid of failure, okay? And with the 8 of Wands, I'm getting that you are moving forward at a rapid rate. Like I said, I think something is coming in very quickly. There's going to be quick back and forth communication. Something is happening here. Spirit, thank you so much. What is happening here? Okay, that's a lot of cards. I'm just going to look at this one. The Sun! Oh my gosh, y'all. The Sun, guys. I'm like, what is happening here? The Sun. Literally, like, I feel like everything for you right now is turning around. This is what's happening right now. Wow. And they're even riding a horse, y'all. Like, I know they're always riding a horse in the deck. That's what I'm saying. So I just think that's really interesting. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Any other messages? Any other messages for the collective, Spirit? Okay, 8 of Wands in reverse. Oh, the devil and the star card in reverse. Okay, so you do need to be careful. And this is probably part of the reason why you shy away from wealth and you shy away from power, because there are many, many pitfalls, okay? Knight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck is saying just take it slow and steady, okay? Take it slow and steady. Even when things are picking up and moving really quickly, you need to keep in mind all of the things that you've learned. I'm getting really strongly here that you need to keep in mind all of the things that you have learned in your logical mind, objectively, right? When you're not in your feelings, you understand it. But when you get into these cycles, right, and you get wrapped up into this vortex of feeling, then you get in there and you're like, holy shit, my life is insane. Holy shit, I can't handle this amount of pressure. Holy shit, I'm falling in love with this person. Holy shit, whatever it is. And it becomes so extreme that you can't think clearly, and you make decisions out of this place of fear and confusion and overwhelm, okay? And you want to really avoid doing that. You want to catch yourself. Whatever it is that you've learned, okay? One of these techniques could be you catch yourself and you go, okay, I need to do some box breathing, right? Box breathing is 4 in, hold it for 4, release for 4, hold it for 4, right? And that's 4, right? So you're breathing in, you're holding it, you're releasing, you're holding it. Breathing in, holding it, release it, hold it. Does that make sense? Anyway, that's a helpful technique. Maybe some of y'all didn't know that. Maybe some of you use that every fucking day, okay? But so you need to remember that there are many ways of keeping yourself cool, calm, collected so that you can take it slow and easy and not make crazy decisions. That's going to be number 1. So with the devil and the star in reverse, the devil is about getting caught up in the excitement of having lots of money and spending it on things that are just ridiculous. Okay, this is about getting involved with using drugs. This is talking about getting, caught up in your own ego, right? Having, unprotected sex with strangers and shit, right? Getting all, I'm going to ball out, right? You know what balling out means? Like blowing all your fucking money, okay? You don't want to ball out right now, guys. It's fucking dumb. It's a waste of everything, okay? Looking good and feeling good and having fun is different than balling out. Like balling out is like, I'm gonna wear Gucci from head to toe and show it off on the gram, you know what I mean, and write a rap song about it. That way everybody else feels like that's what they need to do to be successful, right? Manipulating the masses, guys. It's a fucking problem. It's really, really toxic. That's what this is talking about. You need to be careful about getting so in your head and in your ego about it that all your toxic stuff takes over, you know? So you need to take this opportunity as this is a time for you to get yourself straight, basically. And it's not going to be perfect. It's not linear. You're going to go through ups and downs. There will be triggers. There will be challenges, pitfalls, things that bring that out of you, and you're going to have to use the things that you've learned, these techniques, okay? And this could be a variety of things. Maybe you just have learned that, this type of thinking really stems from a place of woundedness. Like, I'm only thinking like this because I have insecurities and fears, right? Sometimes you might even get too close to people who you shouldn't because of your insecurity and fear, because you want to be accepted, because you want friendship, you want connection. And when you do that, you could be easily inviting a snake into your garden, right? I'm like not trying to be religious. I'm saying like you don't want to invite sneaky people into your world, because they can steal from you, destroy it, yada yada. Okay? You want to be careful about that. So gosh, all that to say that with the Star card in reverse, this is the potential, okay? This is the things you need to look out for. The Star card in reverse is getting disconnected from your purpose, okay? Getting out of balance and getting disconnected from spirit, right? The Star card is about your wishes, your dreams, and this is also talking about, like I said, your connection with yourself and your purpose and your spirit, your North Star, right? Like your moral compass, the thing that guides you. Once you're able to destroy the things in the foundation of your tower, because let's be honest, a lot of you guys might be in a place of building, right? Like you may have, you know, let some things go and you're learning about yourself and you're figuring shit out, deciding which direction you want to go in. You're in a perfect position to cleanse your shit and be like, okay, it's time to build a healthier foundation. Now, what are the things that I believe about myself or others that are not true, that are toxic, that are harmful, and how do I build a better foundation of truth, you know, and true morality? Morality is not being poor. Morality is not being humble, or that you let people walk all over you and the evil people get to rule the fucking planet. Fuck that shit. That is not moral. It is immoral to allow toxic people to destroy the planet and fucking commit genocide all over the planet. No, it is immoral to sit back powerless and allow that shit to happen. That is immoral, guys. So if you have any power whatsoever, even if it's the power to manipulate to get what you want, okay? And what you want is what's the important part. The important part is, what are you trying to achieve? What is your goal here, right? This needs to be like this, okay? This is your goal. Your goal is to fulfill your purpose. Your goal is to connect with spirit and connect with yourself and be in balance and fucking make this shit a reality. That's what your goal needs to be. Your goal needs to be to dispose of the toxicity within you and around you, right? Within you, number one. You need to dispose of the toxicity, okay? And even me sitting here, like, being, like, kind of harsh and, like, you know, intense right now is, like, I want to also, you know, like, there's a lot of things about myself that I want to be better. Just slow and steady, guys. It's just one step at a time, one cup at a time, one sword at a time, one pinnacle at a time, y'all. You know? All right, Spirit. Any other messages to close this out? Knight of Swords. 5 of Wands. That's really funny because basically I was thinking to myself, like, my communication is pretty harsh and intense right now with the Knight of Swords. And that could actually cause some distress for other people, right? So here's what I want to say. First and foremost, your responsibility is to yourself, okay? So you have to remember that taking care of yourself comes first. And for a lot of you, that can feel immoral, okay? For a lot of you, that can feel really, really difficult because of the guilt, because you want to take care of other people, because you want to see people doing better, okay? But you have to understand also that there are some people in bad positions because they never took the time to take care of themselves in their inner world and dispel of toxicity and get into a better headspace by working, doing the work within and attempting to heal, right? So I'm sorry, guys. There's a lot of people you might feel bad for, but you can't help them all. You know what I mean? So you need to get into a headspace where that you can feel more at peace. Feel at peace with reality. Feel at peace with yourself and where you are in your journey. And to feel at peace with others where they are in their journey. Even the people who are causing harm in the world. Just trying to be at peace with everything so that you can move forward and be guided. So, 9 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. 9 of Cups leads to the 10 of Cups. And I'm going to keep saying this because it's probably one of the most profound messages that I have gotten that has started to change my life now. Because the 9 of Swords leads to the 10 of Swords. Anxiety leads to failure. The root of your anxiety is pain. The root of the anxiety is fear. The root of the anxiety is woundedness. Okay? So it's important that you heal. And it's important that you take care of yourself first. Because when those things start to heal and bloom and blossom, that's how you get to the Ten of Cups. That's how you get to your end goal. That's how you get to the sun. So if you want to be happy, you want to be successful, you want to be wealthy, you want to be whatever, first and foremost, you've got to heal. And healing is a part of it. It can happen at the same time. You will be growing and healing and building at the same time. So it's not like, oh, I need to heal and be perfect before anything good will happen for me. That's not true. But the anxiety has got to go. So when we have this anxiety about the world, we're like, oh my God, the world's being destroyed. It's like, yeah, there's a lot of harm that's taking place, a lot of damage being done, okay? Just take a deep breath. Yes. However, we cannot sit in a headspace of anxiety and fear and pain and anguish and guilt and sorrow and anger, right? It's not healthy. And that is also part of how we are being manipulated. Because as long as we are in a headspace of instability and fear, then we are uprooted. We're free floating. I mean, we can be moved around like what do you call them? Like a pinball machine, basically. So imagine the person playing pinball is the one in power, right? You're the ball, okay? That's how this shit works. So, in order to be more powerful, be more conscientious, and be more capable in the world, we need to be calm. And we need to be centered and be making wise decisions and taking it slow and steady. And sitting in a place of gratitude and satisfaction, And I think one of the beautiful things about this is that, and this will be the last message that I give for this reading, is that we are not miserable because we're poor. It does contribute. Okay? But joy and happiness does not come from having wealth. Obviously, there's plenty of miserable rich people, right? And there's a lot of happy poor people. So what really brings us joy? What really brings us contentment and emotional satisfaction? That needs to be the question you ask yourself. And when you dig deep and you find that the conclusion is truly your state of mind, your state of being, your decision on how you choose to think about your life, the world, and yourself is really what determines how you feel. So if you choose to be happy, you learn and realize that you have so much more power in the situation than you give yourself, then you're gonna be happy. Does that make sense? Not blindly happy, guys. This is the kind of contentment that goes beyond death. Like, this is the kind of contentment that goes beyond suffering. It's the kind of contentment that can help you survive even the harshest conditions because you have faith. You just have faith in the experience. You have faith in the outcome. You have faith in spirit. You have faith in your spirit, right? And your journey. And knowing that you are here to learn. You are learning so much. And at the end of it all, you get to take that with you. It's not all for nothing. And that's just faith. Now, even if all that I just said was bullshit, right? Who cares? Because at the end of it all, wouldn't you rather have lived in peace? Wouldn't you rather presently live in peace and happiness and joy and faith? Wouldn't you rather? It just feels better, So personally, even if my belief system that creates peace and fulfillment and faith and relaxation in my life and empowerment, even if it's all bullshit, does it matter? Even if it's a placebo, does it matter? Because it has the desired effect. The desired effect is to be balanced and healthy and happy and abundant and capable and accepting and enjoying the fact that you're a student, that you're learning, you know? That's, I believe, how we reach our goals. That's how I believe that we are going to fulfill our purposes, right? Starting in here and doing whatever it takes. And that hard work I was talking about, to just try and be as balanced and centered as you possibly can be in order to move forward and fulfill what it is that you desire to fulfill. I desire liberation. And I desire peace for everybody. So I'm going to start with me, because that's the best I can do. That's all I know to do. And that's not selfish. So I'm changing my belief systems, and you should too. Like, you may believe that you're just ignorant and full of shit and, you know, a stupid white person, and you don't understand suffering, and, you know, you may really, really downplay yourself, you know? And I'm just telling you that it's not helpful to anybody for you to do that. It's also not helpful to be an arrogant prick, okay? But you're a human being, and you're valuable. And any ability you have, okay, to manifest, right? Meaning utilize the resources that are available to you. Anything you can do to further yourself in order to help others. Anything you can do to further help others, right? On the sly, right? If you're able to shuffle someone a little further to the front of the line, if you're able to give somebody a little favor, help them out, you know what I'm saying? Fucking do that shit. Because fuck the system, okay? That's really cliche. But fuck this system that has put other people at the end of the line. That has lifted and pushed forward fucking, you know what I mean? Obnoxious, shitty, Freudian fucking white men, you know? Who want to fuck their moms. Sorry. See, I'm getting out of balance. I'm so sorry, guys. I just get so pissed. The Good Old Boys Club is coming to a fucking close, bitch. And I don't feel bad about it. I don't, because I'm over it. I'm fucking over it. And this is what will lead to equality. You know what I mean? We need to be more equitable. And so I'm sorry, the pendulum might swing. You know, where we fucking are like, no, sorry, you have to go last. You know? Sorry, bitch. Just kidding. I mean, I don't want it to be like that either, but I'm just saying that, like, what do you fucking expect? Like, you can't, lots of people have had to accept unfair treatment for a long time, so I think you can handle it while the pendulum swings, all right? We'll get there. Anyway. Spirit, what do you want me to do? Pull some romance oracle cards. Okay. Whatever you want. I mean, you're the boss, and you are so capable of cutting through our bullshit and helping us understand what it is we need to do and where we need to figure our shit out. Wow. Any other card, Spirit? Wow. Okay. Cute. Okay, so this is going to resonate for some of y'all out there. First card you got was Sacred Union. Honor and treasure your relationship, for it is truly sacred. If any of you all out there are already in a relationship, this is kind of what it's feeling like. Or maybe you were in a connection and you have fallen out of that connection, or you've walked away from it, or they walked away from you, or, you know, there's some hurt feelings in this relationship. I feel that this message is for people who fall in those categories because of the other two cards also. But remember to really, really acknowledge the sacred nature of this connection, and to get in touch with that and be grateful and excited about that, right? Even if it's painful in some ways, it's still very beautiful and it's a blessing, right? The next card is Criticizing one another will only lead to further unhappiness. Love and accept each other as you are, and your relationship will magically transform. Now, like I said, you could be single looking for connection, or you could be in a connection. Either way, this is good advice, because it's the truth that loving and accepting another person for who they are, even through their flaws, okay, will make your relationship grow. I mean, it will expand your relationship, because criticizing somebody for the things that you don't like about them or that you want them to change is really, really just causing harm and pain in your relationship. Unless, of course, like I said, their behavior is causing harm to you, you have every right to speak up and say, hey, I don't appreciate when you do this because it causes me pain, or it hurts me, or it makes me feel disrespected, you know, like I need to set my boundaries and be honest with you about your behavior. And, you know, if that person doesn't want to acknowledge that, you know, like that is harming the relationship, right? So you have the power to speak up. So I'm not saying just allow everything. Sorry about that, guys. So anyway, that's the message, is don't criticize each other. Just accept each other for who you are and move forward together. Work together. If changes need to happen, it needs to be through love and acceptance, where you can say, hey, I can see that, you know what I mean, this behavior or whatever has been a part of who you are up until this point, you know what I mean? And I'm not necessarily saying you're a bad person because you do this thing or whatever, but here's how it affects me, and then, you know, we can work together, whatever. Okay. Playfulness. Laughter is the best therapy. Have some fun together, and remember, love is the greatest healer. Okay, so things may be really serious and like sorrowful and sour in your relationship right now or something. I'm getting. And if that's the case, take some time to have some fun together. Even if it means like you guys are just, you know, you just put on something funny to watch together while you eat dinner. You know what I mean? It can be simple, something to get the ball rolling, you know? It could be being playful with your partner when you're in a good mood could lift their spirits, or vice versa. Like, be open to having fun and laughing together and loving each other. That's one of the biggest joys of being in connection with people. So I hope you got something out of this message. Spirits wanted me to pull another card off the top. You got the Tower card in reverse. Interesting. The Eight of Swords and the Queen of Wands. Wow. So, okay, you need to use your God-given power, okay, to change your circumstance, to change your life, change yourself, change your world, change the world, okay? You have the power to do it, all right? And this is why I feel like in my dream that like Spirit gave me that message, was like, yeah, you don't ever use your power to get what it is that you are trying to achieve, right? Why don't you? Like, you know, you don't ever use it. I'm like, yeah, because it's really immoral to do that. And it's like, bitch, I'm sorry. So you need to get unstuck. Use this power to get you out of this Eight of Swords of feeling sad, feeling sorry for yourself, feeling sorry for other people, feeling guilty, feeling bad, feeling, like you see how the world's on fire in the background, like feeling really pessimistic about the world. Well, guess what? A fire starts and then the fire ends. You know what I mean? It's nighttime and then the dawn comes, you know? There's a war and then the next day the birds are chirping. Like, you get what I'm saying, guys, is that things can change quickly. So while things have been going in a really bad direction and there's lots of horrible things happening in the world, okay, don't freak out, because that shit can change and you can help change it. Fucking A. You can. And it starts with you being powerful. Because we really seriously cannot have this tower just stay this way. Like, it needs to go, right? The Tower in reverse is like something that refuses to change, right? And so you feel stuck, but you are not stuck. You have the power. We all have the power. So I'm telling you, wield your power to make this shit change. Wow. I got the Three of Wheels in reverse and the Four of Wheels. Wow. This is actually feeling a lot like advice, guys, and this is going to be the last part of the message, and then I've got to go. But I'm almost getting, guys, you really need to be frugal with your money and save your money here. And the Three of Pentacles in reverse is kind of like giving you a heads up, like don't really try and work on your purpose with other people necessarily. Like, you're gonna have to work with other people like throughout your life, but Spirit's saying don't necessarily bring other people in on your like major projects. Keep them to yourself, hold on to them. That's just what I'm getting here. Spirit's want to pull one more card. Jesus Christ. Two of Cups in reverse and the Eight of Pentacles. Spirit is saying also for some of you out there, you may not have any love in your life and you're just focusing on work. Spirit's saying it's meant to be that way for now and it's okay. You know what I mean? You maybe need to focus on work and not so much on love. Okay? God, Spirit. Okay, I will continue to pull cards if you want me to. Eight of Cups in reverse, Five of Wands in reverse. Okay. Ace of Wheels. Ah, yes. See, we needed to end the reading on a good note. So you're putting an end to conflict, and I feel like you may have started to walk away from something in order to put an end to the conflict, but I think you're realizing that this is a lot of inner conflict here, and you may be looking back over your shoulder because you don't really know if you want to fully walk away from it, okay? This could be like a love situation that you walked away from. Could be a work situation that you walked away from, something. And you're realizing like, wow, I walked away because I was having a lot of internal conflict. You know what I mean? But you wanted to put an end to the conflict, so you thought walking away was the way to go, but you may be reconsidering, okay? You've also got the Ace of Pentacles coming out. I'm telling you right now, guys, that there's something on its way to you that has been held up for some reason, and it is coming, okay? You are going to receive it. Keep working. Don't stress on love, but learn from it, you know? Learn from it and start to integrate that into your presence, into your techniques that you use to keep yourself on track. Integrate it into your sense of empowerment. Like, learn from it and, you know, and stay positive and move forward. The wheel is turning and there's an Ace of Pentacles literally coming your way. So I'm ending the reading. Anyway, I appreciate you guys. I hope that you enjoyed my rant and that, you know, it wasn't too intense for you guys and yada yada, because I really do want to influence people in a good direction, so I'm not trying to be super like angry, but sometimes that shit comes up and I just gotta like let it be what it is. So anyway, I love you guys. Please do like, share, comment, or subscribe to support me and my channel. It does help the algorithm. It is the currency around here. So if you guys enjoy this free content, please give us a little free thumbs up there. And if you really enjoy it, subscribe so that you can get more of my content. All right, I love you guys. As always, I look forward to talking to you again next time. Bye.